I'm literally eating a bowl of shredded cheese.
That's morning weight. Remember that number. I'm gonna shower, get a little more presentable, then we'll talk about what we're doing today. So I've been wanting to do another one of these trying out some kind of diet or eating some kind of thing for a day videos, like I did the vertical diet video. I tried that for a day and it blew up. It did really well. So I figure I've been wanting to do another one of these and looking at kind of my options, because my main food source here at school is eating at the dining hall in the cafeteria, and looking at the menu, this is what made the most sense. Today, we will be eating keto. How that's gonna go, exactly what that will entail, I would explain to you, but I have to go work an early morning front desk shift downstairs. By the way, it's a little before 6 a.m., but I'll talk you through the game plan a little more when we get down there. So in the vertical diet video, I got absolutely roasted for not knowing what I was talking about when I was talking about the diet. So I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what the keto diet is about. But very basically, what it is a very, very low carb diet, very high fat, moderate protein. So essentially the name of the game today is almost no carbs. So what we'll eat today will look like a whole lot of meat, eggs, nuts, dairy. Macros wise, the standard ratio that I have found online is 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbs. We're gonna alter that a little bit just because I train and need a higher protein intake, so we will be looking at 65% fat, 30% protein, and 5% carbs. And the thing I messed up on when I did the vertical diet video is I didn't actually tailor it towards my calorie intake, but that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm shooting for 3,000 calories. That's my maintenance calorie level. That's what I've been hitting. So macros, 215 grams of fat, 225 grams of protein, and 40 carbs. That's the game plan for the day. I'm gonna finish working this shift, and then we're gonna go eat some breakfast. Spill my water. So, kind of limited options for breakfast here this morning. What we are working with is about 6 fried eggs and 5 slices of ham. I'll throw the macros and calories for each of the meals up on the screen as we go along throughout the day. But one thing that I am definitely going to address now, before we get into this, because I got a billion comments on this in the vertical diet video, I know that doing this for only one day will not show me any kind of results. I am not doing this and testing this just for a single day with the hope that I'll be able to find what kind of results can I get from this diet. This is more so how enjoyable is it? How does it feel? What does it look like to eat this kind of diet in a day? Not necessarily, does this diet give you results? Does this diet, whatever. That's not the goal. I'm only doing this for one day. I understand I'm not gonna get anything out of doing it for one day. With that said, we're gonna tuck in, as the kids say. Eat this, probably head to the chapel for a little while, spend some time with my man JC, and then head off to class. I'll see you back here for lunch, but probably before lunch, we'll head to the gym. So, before I show you what I'm eating here for lunch, a couple things. First, I realized I didn't give much of an analysis or really show even anything of me eating breakfast this morning. So, I have to say for breakfast, maybe not the most enjoyable meal I've ever had in my life. Generally, I eat a high carb breakfast, 100-150 grams of carbs, so that was different. I definitely noticed the difference, especially training wise. I didn't feel like I had as much energy going into my lift I just had. It was a decent workout, but I could definitely feel a lack of carbs. So breakfast, first meal of the day,
second meal of the day, lunchtime. What we are working with is we have, I'm gonna call this 12 ounces of chicken. There's a little bit of some kind of like sauce on it, which like I don't know if that follows the rules, but I'm not gonna count the sauce for any kind of calories or anything just because I don't know what it is. And a small amount of vegetables here on the side. And because chicken, like this is the only kind of like the highest fat meat they had. Like there wasn't anything less lean than chicken. All they had was chicken today, which on a normal day, good. Today, I'm looking for some like higher fat options and they didn't have any. So what I had to do is I got, right here, I have a bowl of peanut butter. It's about 2 servings of peanut butter and literally a bowl of shredded cheese. Like this is my only option to get the ridiculous amount of fats in that I need to get in for this meal. Let's dive in. I figure I'll actually show myself taking a couple bites of this food so you guys actually believe that I'm putting down this stuff today. This right here is not a whole lot different than like an average lunch. However, this is definitely not usual for me. Who doesn't love peanut butter? But this is quite strange. I'm literally eating a bowl of shredded cheese. You know, could be worse. It's very unusual, kind of strange. Don't know how I feel about it. I'm sure this would be much easier if there were like fattier meat options where I could get my fat sources from, but regardless, take a couple more bites. Calories and macronutrients for this meal up on the screen right there. Bit of a stretch to get the fats in for this one, but I'll see you back here for dinner. So once again, here for dinner now. The dining hall has kind of failed us in terms of options to follow through on this keto diet. So we are working with here for dinner now. They did have a little bit of pork. This is some pork loin here. We're gonna say it's about 8 ounces. That's all they had. And then they took it away and replaced it with more chicken. So we have another like 8 to 10 ounces of chicken, some broccoli, and in this bowl, again, like lunch, there really wasn't any like high fat options. So I got another bowl of shredded cheese, but we did this time. I melted it, I put it in the microwave, and I like mix it up, and we're gonna pour it on top of something, because maybe that's more enjoyable. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's a big old ball of mozzarella cheese. Okay, we're gonna end up low on fat here. Macros, calories up on the screen right there, but really, it's hard. We'll start diving into this here. Take the first bite. There's also just zero sauce on this whatsoever. So I was rushing and trying to find fatty food options. Oh, poop. I forgot. I need to get a thumbnail. Yep, that'll do. Okay, let's try out the cheese here. I'm just gonna eat this food. I'll check back in tomorrow morning for my final analysis of how this day went. It is now the morning after. Just went to eat breakfast, got myself some carbs back into my system. But let's sit here and talk. Analysis, how'd it go? How did I feel? Yeah. A couple things that I for sure want to mention. First of all, macros for the entire day that we ended up hitting, I'll put up on the screen right there. It was just, yeah. The options in the dining hall yesterday definitely weren't ideal to be able to do this kind of keto diet thing because it was just so hard to get that many fats. That's just a ridiculous amount of fats. I got so much protein, so easy to get protein, but getting enough fats was a struggle yesterday. But let's dive into how I felt, how it left me feeling. Number one, big one, is that it left me feeling kind of hungry. Like I mentioned, I generally eat a lot of carbs and I eat like higher volume meals. So that amount of food was like lower volume, denser calories. So I didn't feel as full. Number two, digestion, not the best. My body was not a huge fan of all the fats. I could feel like gurgling in my belly throughout the day. Had a little bit of indigestion. Not gonna go into details. But like on a normal day, I eat a bunch of carbs and I could pound like 2-3 cups of rice every meal and not get super like bloated or like indigestion or whatever. But that happened yesterday. So digestive wise, not ideal for me. And third one is my energy was really low yesterday. I could definitely feel a lack of carbs, like I said, just because I eat carbs so much and that's like my main energy source. Maybe that would be different if I do this for a prolonged period of time and my body gets used to it, but I definitely felt that like very low carbs yesterday. Now the weird result, the very shocking result that I found this morning, like I weighed myself yesterday and I weighed myself this morning, and I weighed in at 181.2 pounds.
What?
That is down over 3.5 pounds from yesterday. Eating the same amount of calories. Yep. Like what? I'll say it wasn't the most enjoyable experience, but like I've definitely found this before, like when I lower my carbs, and this is the lowest I've ever tried to put my carbs on a given day, like it shows in my weight. So personally, cutting out carbs like that is a fairly effective strategy for weight loss or fat loss. However, overall, what I will say is this was not practical. Like if I'm gonna end up having days where I just eat bowls of shredded cheese, there's no way in heck I'm eating a keto diet regularly. Because ultimately what it comes down to is effectiveness and like how practical it is for you. If it's something that you can't regularly follow and it's just not enjoyable and it's not practical, try something else. And as always, find what works best for you. If keto is your thing, if you try it out and you're cool with it, you find results, it's more practical for you if you have like fattier food options available, by all means. But for me, I'm probably gonna stick with my carbs, and that's all we have for the video today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Let's see how many likes we can get on this video. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of diets you might want to see me try out next. And if you're new here, you're not subscribed to the channel already, what are you doing? Hit that button down below, join the family, to hear the vlog. And that's all we got. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.